Hi, welcome. We're doing this. Exciting times. All right. So, welcome everyone. Where are you from? Today we're going to do star. I'm so excited. I've had so much fun creating another one. See it behind me? Beautiful. Um All right. So, put in the comments where you're from. I'm just going to chat here a moment while we wait for people to get on. So, I like playing with my scraps. I'm so thrilled to be here and share this with you. I hope that you find it as informative and helpful as you expected and then some. Thanks for joining me. Let's have some fun. All right. How this quilt came to be is that COVID happened and all my teaching got canceled, and I did want to stay. I enjoy that. I really enjoy sharing my love of scrap quilting with others and helping them to learn these skills and feel confident in them. And so after I finished my book, I got busy doing a virtual course because I wanted to teach, and I just felt disconnected from you wonderful quilters. So that is what I did. My son was engaged. He needed a wedding quilt. I pulled out my scraps. I knew I needed something quick and easy, and the Jumbo Scrappy Star was born. This is a different one. I had fun doing this one. So this one is fall theme. The one I did for my son, he and his little bride wanted something green, which was perfect because my green scrap bin was like overflowing. And so that helped me tame the bin and get a wedding quilt and create this workshop. So 3 things, check. That's what we needed to do. So when you're choosing the fabrics, like I said, I just based it on what was overflowing and the desire of what my son and his little bride wanted with the green scrap bin. When I did the one that's behind me, because it was fall, it just seemed right to do a fall quilt. So I pulled out the fall color scrap bins, the golds, the oranges, the purples, the reds, greens, and I just pulled from that and just got busy deciding what I would put in that. As I pulled stuff out, I looked to see what could be a full square, a 6.5-inch square for this here, or what I needed to piece because the pieces were not long enough. All of this whole quilt can be cut out on your AccuQuilt Go. If you have a 12-inch cube, you can cut everything out with that. If you don't like it, I found with the cube that because some of my pieces were not chunks but more like strips, that I needed to go with like the flying geese that's in a strip, the 3.5-inch one, where you get 2 rather than, I don't need to go over this yet. Anyway, so just based on what size your scraps are, that will help you also to determine what you are going to design in your quilt plan, and we'll go over that tomorrow. But today, let's see what we're going to do here. Let me make myself a little smaller. Maybe. Whoop. I gotta practice this. Okay, we'll get me closer here. So this is the Jumbo Scrappy Star. This is my son's wedding quilt. So during this 5-day workshop, we will explore your mountains of scraps in your stash, and we're going to dive deep into those bins to reveal the perfect fabric pull. Then we're going to discover the shades and tones of those precious gems and combine them to make your quilt shine, and identifying the elements that you want to add interest in your quilt. So that's where we're at. That's what we're going to do over these 5 days. So if you show up here every day at 10 o'clock, or if you can't make it at 10 o'clock, there will be replay. You can come back to my YouTube channel and watch the replay. It will be here for 2 weeks. So enjoy that. So this is me. My name's Emily Bailey. I'm thrilled that you're here. I'm married to this fun-loving guy, and we have 4 children. My husband is awesome. He does the dishes. What is better than that, really? He supports me with all of my creative clutter. Like, I create a lot of clutter. Between running my business part of this stuff and that takes over the kitchen table a lot of the time. In fact, he came home and he was like, "Why is all your stuff on my side of the table?" And I'm kind of sassy. And I said to him, because if it was on my side of the table, it would be in my way. Anyway, but we have 4 children. We have 3 sons and a beautiful daughter. We did finally get a daughter. 2 of my sons are engineers. My 3rd son is an artist, and he's studying psychology. He wants to help troubled youth. And then my daughter is into digital. She's studying digital media and marketing in college right now. So that's in a nutshell. I love scrap quilting. It's my favorite thing to do. I love diving into those bins and seeing what I can find and create. And in my Discovering Hidden Quilts, we go into that deeper. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. If you're enjoying what you find here, remember that you can go farther and dig deeper and learn more through my Discovering Hidden Quilts. I've been designing quilts and teaching scrap quilting for about 16 years now. I started when my daughter went off to, I started when my daughter went off to kindergarten. And like I said, she's in college now, so it's been a minute. And I want to take you on this scrappy adventure and equip you with the tools that you need to discover the hidden quilts that are hiding in your sewing room, among your stash and your scraps. So each day we will go over these things. Today we're going to go over color and value. And then tomorrow we were going to devise a quilt plan. We are going to find different ways that we can put different blocks inside of this scrappy star to give a different look. So we will go over different quilt plans. Then on day 3 we are going to go over how many large squares you need and the half square triangles you need for your star points. I'm going to give tips on how to do that. We'll talk about what you want your star points to be and how that will affect how your star stands out. So that's what we're going to do on our 3rd day. And then on the 4th day, I will show you how to create smaller units like the 4 patches and the flying geese and the half square triangles, so that you can create the pinwheels or the leaf that's in this one, or the 4 patches, whatever you want, the square and the square. All of that comes out of those units, and I will show you how to make those smaller units. And then on the 5th day, we will adjust. We'll put things up on the design wall and see how we can adjust and change things and see how that affects. And you'll go basically off your quilt plan, but I like to have it up on the design wall because I can see if I have kissing cousins, like where 2 fabrics are the same and they're touching. I can get an overall feel if I have an equal distribution of color and value. So that's why I like to put it on the design wall, and we will do that on the 5th day. So that is what we are doing. So today for your homework, whoops, we're going farther in here. So that's our itinerary, okay? Then, so today we're talking about color and value. So color is the hue, like your red, your yellow, orange, blue, green. Those are your colors. That's the hue. And value is the lightness and darkness of those colors. So like you have navy all the way down to like sky blue and light baby blue. that is your value in the blues. And so some colors can get really, really dark, like the navy, and others don't get as dark, like a yellow doesn't get as dark. So I'm just practicing, so don't worry. So you just want, that's the value. And color gets the credit, but value is what does the work. Value is what will create interest in your quilt far more than the colors that you include. So don't worry so much about color as much as you worry about the value in your quilt. And knowing how to use that will help you create contrast and interest in your quilt. So if you don't feel confident about pulling fabrics, I've got a few tips. Let's go over those. So you can choose like a monochromatic, like the jumbo Scrappy star that I did for my son. That was monochromatic. It's all green. So you can choose warm colors like the reds, yellows, oranges. You can choose cool colors like the orange, like the violets, blues, and greens. You can do primary colors like red, yellow, and blue, or secondary colors, which are orange, green, and purple. Tertiary colors are the colors that just touch each other on the color wheel. So you could do like orange, yellow, and green. You could do blue, purple, and red. That's how you do the tertiary colors. So choosing in a color family is one way that you can do color. You can also pick a theme, like do Christmas fabrics. You can do patriotic with red, white, and blue. Do not include orange with your patriotic colors. I had somebody do that in a sew once, and I was not happy with the blocks I got back with orange for my patriotic quilt. Anyway, small tangent. So spring, Halloween, fall, this quilt shown here is solids and brights. So you can pick a theme that you go around with your colors. Then this is a sneaky way to do a fabric pull that if you really don't feel confident in what you're doing is can be very successful for you. So if you choose a fabric that has lots of different colors in it, and then you like that fabric and it has lots of different colors, then you can go to your scrap bin and just pull everything that has those colors in it. So you would pull, I need to get an example of that. Let me remember that. Okay. So, and you can go a shade lighter and a shade darker because you do want to have that value in there. So make sure you don't just pick just the exact color that's in that fabric, but go lighter and darker, and this will create interest in your quilt. Okay, so with value, when you have high contrast, things really pop. Like the star quilt here, with the bright colors, they really contrast with that dark, dark background. Whereas in my gradation quilt, everything kind of blends together. And both are beautiful quilts, but depending on what you want to create in your quilt, you need to decide how you want to play with value. So do you want to make things pop or do you want to make things blend? So here is a little trick to check value, because sometimes when you get the fabrics all pulled together, it's kind of hard to tell where the lights and darks are and how things are coming together. So if you'll turn your camera onto the grayscale on your phone, or whatever device you have, and take a picture or just look at your fabric, you can see which ones are really dark and which are light. And sometimes it will surprise you. So this is just an easy trick to, once you get your fabric pulled, to make sure that you have from very dark, almost black in your grayscale, to really light, so that you can create that contrast and interest in your quilt. All right. So your homework for today is to go through your fabric bins and your scraps and do a fabric pull. Choose the fabrics you'd like to use. Use one of these methods and decide what fabrics you want to use in your Scrappy star. Thanks for joining me. Are there any questions? Blah, 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 blah. All right, and remember, if you are liking what you're seeing here, I do have my Discover Hidden Quilts. We're taking our stash and our scraps and we are creating beautiful quilts with it. I go into depth. If you like what you see on my YouTube channel and the things you're learning in this workshop, then Discovering Hidden Quilts is for you. It's just a deeper dive into what we're doing. And if you sign up while the workshop is on, then you will get a bonus workbook that has 2 more jumbo quilts in it. I have taken like a star and I've taken a heart and a sphere, and I've given you different block options and you can work with those, and it will be similar to this, but that's only available from now until Friday. When the workshop ends, so does the bonus offer. So thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.